So last part is nothing but yours. After the phase velocity, you can find easily the depth of penetration that is denoted by the lambda. Even depth of penetration in other way, that is a stream depth. So how while you are when the wave is propagating or taking the example of your the wave traveling, that time how much is the depth of that wave? Okay, while the traveling, that is nothing but the del and which is equals to 1 by alpha, which is nothing but the attenuation constant again. So del is equals to 1 by alpha. Alpha is 115.85. Getting, so del is equals to 0.0086. Just substitute the value of attenuation constant, that is nothing but you are the 115.85. So you will get del as a depth of penetration 0.0086. 0.0086, and that is measured in the meter. Take a next numerical. So next is nothing but a plane wave passing through a dielectric material of epsilon r is equal to 6.15 and mu r is equal to 1 with an amplitude 200 root of 5 volts per meter, 100 megahertz is the frequency. Find such power density at a z is equal to 0 and z is equal to 5. Two values are given along with your the loss tangent, that is a 0.22. 0.22. Okay, so a plane wave passing through a dielectric material of epsilon r is equal to 6.15 mu r is a 1 with an amplitude 200 root 5 volt per meter, 100 megahertz is the frequency. Find the average power density at z is equal to 0 and the z is equal to 5. Loss tangent is nothing but 0.22. So this is the numerical number 7. Okay. So here what you need to find out, a plane wave passing through a dielectric material, so and so, okay, so and so. Find average power density, that is nothing but the P average. What you need to calculate here, you need to calculate the P average. Okay, and in which direction? P average power density at Z is equal to 0 and 5. It means that the average power at a particular distance, that distance is nothing but the Z direction. So that's why P average Z. What is the standard formula for the P, which is derived expression of your average power 1 by 2 E square, or the amplitude of electric field squared divided by the eta impedance, or we can say intrinsic impedance, which is at a maximum they given. Okay, what they are, M is nothing but the maximum, e raised to the power minus 2 alpha z cos of theta m. Okay, cos of theta m. So what is going on here? Here, you just don't keep this formula in the box, that is 1 by 2 e square divided by eta e raised to the power minus 2 alpha z cos of theta. Okay, so alpha is equal to, what is the unknown parameter here? That is nothing but 2 alpha z. Z we are having, but alpha we don't have. So alpha is equal to omega root of mu epsilon 2. So root of, again in the bracket, what we can say, omega root of mu epsilon divided by 2 in bracket 1 plus conductivity divided by omega epsilon square minus of 1. So loss of tangent tan theta minus of 0.22. So how we got, after the simplifying, after substituting mu value, after substituting epsilon value, after substituting omega value, all these terms we are getting as a 0.22. So just put in the formula, that is nothing but your the 0.22. Theta is equal to tan inverse of 0.22. You will get theta is nothing but 12.40. So say theta you can calculate as your the angle is nothing but 12.40, so that is minus 1, so you will get 0.0239. So in this way, just again substitute in the other way, this is conductivity divided by omega epsilon is nothing but the loss tangent. We remember this is just like your the loss tangent. Now the substitute the sec theta minus of 1 omega you are having, other part you already have calculated above. Substitute, you will get the attenuation constant 0.5683 Nipper per meter. 0.5683 Nipper per meter. So I'm going to repeat once again. See here, So P Z average, Z is just because of the direction. So P average is equal to 1 by 2 E square by eta, e raised to the power minus 2 alpha Z cos of theta, whereas alpha was unknown. This formula already you have done. This is the loss tangent, and this is the other part. Is just one by one calculate. Substitute the value of mu, epsilon, and other parameter omega. You will get the alpha. Once you got the alpha, you can substitute in this one. You will get loss tangent and other parameters. Alpha is equal to 0.5683 Nipper. Okay. So here, finally, eta, what you are getting, the eta is nothing but you are the root of j omega mu conductivity plus j omega epsilon. Okay, again you are going to multiply this thing, so you will get final equation. You get just mu divided by epsilon in bracket 1 minus j of tan theta. So what is the mu by epsilon? That is nothing but the 1. So value 4 pi into 10. You just take above in the numerical what values are given for the mu and the epsilon. Substituting this formula, you are having the tan theta value. Theta is also you have 12.40. You have other parameters. Just substitute all these things. Definitely you will get the value of the intrinsic impedance in the polar. You need to take care while you are going to convert rectangular to polar and polar to rectangular, that too whether it's a multiplication or in the division form. Finally, by removing the root term, you will get the final answer. Whatever you are getting here, 4.74, that is nothing but the maximum intrinsic impedance along with your the angle, which is nothing but the normal to the plane, 6.175. That angle is normal to the plane. So in this way, eta max is nothing but 4.74. And the angle is a 6.175. Now substitute finally. Why we done all these things? Just because of to substitute in this particular equation. 1 by 2 e square eta n e raised to the power minus 2 alpha z cos of theta n. Now the two conditions are again, two values are given for the z. Z is equal to 0 and at z is equal to 5. So for this formula, at initially z is equal to 0, substitute z is equal to 0 wherever you are having a z value. So you will get as P average as particular Z. When the Z is equal to 0, you are getting 13.15 kilowatt per meter square. 13.15 kilowatt per square when the Z is equal to 0. Similarly, when you are having Z is equal to 5, Z is equal to 5 at the time, again substitute the value, you will get as P average at the Z when the Z is equal to 5, so 37.51 watt per meter square. Watt per meter square. Watt per meter square. Last numerical, all of you note down, or you may take as a homework also. The electric field intensity E in the free space is given by E is equal to 500 cos in bracket 10 to the power 80 minus of beta z bracket close AX volt per meter. Phase shift constant you need to find, attenuation constant you need to find, propagation constant, and the wavelength of the wave. Okay. Again, the magnetic field is given at P in bracket 0.4, 0.8, and 1.4 at T is equal to 6 nanoseconds. At T is equal to 6 nanoseconds. At T is equal to 6 nanoseconds. Electric field is given. Magnetic field points are given, not in terms of the equation, but points are given, and the T is also mentioned here. So what you need to say here, given equation, note down, compare that given equation with the standard. What is the standard? E is equal to Em cos of omega t minus plus or minus beta z AX direction. So omega is nothing but your term, 10 to the power 8. Okay. So likewise, you can compare easily. So what is the omega is equal to 10 to the power 80. So what is beta? Beta is at the formula, that is nothing but omega root of omega is equal to 10 to the power 80. Beta is omega root of mu 0 epsilon 0. Both are constant values. Substitute the constant value, omega value. So you will get beta 0.33 radian per meter. Alpha, and that is nothing but in the free space, attenuation constant will be 0. Okay, consider alpha is equal to 0 in the free space. Now the next is the propagation constant, gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta. So alpha is 0, j beta is 0.33. So y will be only the imaginary part and 0.33 per meter. So now the wavelength of the wave, that is lambda is equal to 2 pi by beta. So 2 pi, beta is nothing but 0.33. So lambda is nothing but 18.86 meters. So in the free space, intrinsic impedance is equal to ratio of electric and magnetic field E by H. The intrinsic impedance is equal to E by H, which will be equal to 377 ohm. So what is given? The E is a 500 volt per meter already in the equation. Substitute the value of E 500 eta 377. You will get the magnetic amplitude of the magnetic field, that is 1.32 6 ampere per meter, 1.32 ampere per meter. So in this way, now next class is to find the H and the E in the AX direction and the other direction. So what is my pointing vector? That is P is equal to E cross H. So how we can find? Always remember E is given in the AX, whatever given in the numerical. As for that only, you just always put likewise pointing vector P is equal to E cross H. So E is in the AX direction, H is in the AY direction, remaining is nothing but the power in the AZ direction. So in this way, you can write the direction of the H along with the AY. So, amplitude of the H is nothing but 1.36 cos of 150 minus beta AY ampere per meter. So now substitute the value of the P at a particular point in the magnetic field. This is X value, Y value, Z value 0.4.8 and 1.4 T value given, that is 6 nanoseconds. So in this case, the substitute the value wherever you are having Z value 1 point. So wherever you are having the T, mention the 6 nano, and wherever you are having the Z, mention the 1.4 in the equation. So 8 numerical we have solved. 8 numerical we have solved. Substitute the value of T, substitute the value of Z, 4 and 6 second in the equation. After substituting, finally you will get 1.325 AY ampere per meter. So in this way, I'm going to end the meeting. Total 8 numericals we have solved in the unit number 1. So thank you so much.